The Chicago Bulls head coaching search continues. After finding out that Jerry Stackhouse is going to be added to the list, we are now finding out that Chris Quinn has entered the chat. We're going to talk about him. We're going to talk about a prospect that the Chicago's brought in for a pre-draft workout and another prospect that Bleacher Report has mocked to the Chicago Bulls. Y'all know we're going to talk about it, break it all down, but you gotta hear the music first. Cognac, gang. Shy Boys Podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I'm holding it down for the latest regarding our Chicago Bulls, man. So if you're tuned in, like what you're listening to, and you seeing red, don't cheat us. Don't freeload off us. We on our road to 10K. So make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. It's a simple two-step thing. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and support the channel. Now we're hearing from Michael Scotto of Hoops Hype that the Chicago Bulls are set to interview Miami's assistant coach, Chris Quinn. This comes after we received a nice list of coaching candidates, and I am not really down on any of the guys, maybe so much of James Borrego, but I do like that the list that the Chicago Bulls are putting together. We discussed names like Sean Sweeney, Dave Bliss, Jerry Stackhouse, and a number of other guys. And now we are finding out that Chris Quinn could potentially be on that list. Well, he is now on that list. This is a guy that has been with the Miami Heat for his entire coaching career in the NBA, starting back since 2014, all the way up until 2016. He got his start in player development, was promoted to an assistant coach / player development coach back in 2016, has been an assistant coach up until last year where he became the associate head coach. So I would imagine that those guys in Miami, they really, really love Chris Quinn. And this is a guy that I'm very, very interested in, to say the least, simply because I'm looking at the opportunity to have a culture like the Miami Heat, but we create our own version of a tough basketball team in Chicago. This is not to say that he's guaranteed to get the job, but I do like the background of a guy like Chris Quinn working specifically under a head coach in Eric Spoelstra. A lot of people definitely have him in that upper echelon of head coaches. And what better way to learn from a guy like Eric Spoelstra, who got his start in the video room? So I'm looking at this type of thing, and I'm really, really into it. It's definitely speaking to what the Chicago Bulls are absolutely trying to do. And it's two things that I'm taking out of this whole list of head coaches that the Chicago Bulls have put out there for us. Number one is that they're casting a wide net, and that is looking at multiple people from different organizations with good track records. The second thing that I'm liking about this list of coaching candidates is that all these guys had to get it out the mud. And it goes back to who the guy is in Bryson Graham running the show for the Chicago Bulls. He had to get it out the mud. Started as an intern, worked himself all the way up to VP. Then you looking at AC Law, former basketball player, started at the bottom, had to work his way all the way up. You looking at their other guy in that trio, in that structure, in Mervis, who was just picked up from the Orlando Magic. He had to get it out the mud, and he's very well educated and known as a strategist and a cap specialist. So these three guys are looking at prospects who had to get it out the mud, and they are coming from a number of good situations to where those teams were once, struggling a little bit, and they helped build these teams back up to some type of relevancy, at least up until this point. Now I want to shift gears and really, really just talk about the pre-draft workout. According to Evan Sittery, the pre-draft workout that the Chicago Bulls held recently included a guy by Bennett Sturts, guard out of Iowa, 6'4", comes in last season, and he averaged 19 points, one steal, had 36% from the three-point line, and they brought him in for a workout, man. So I say it's very, very impressive. Just to go out there and bring in some other guys. If you go out there and you look at the offense, he's an offensive player, not so great on the defensive side, at least in my opinion, at least just taking a little bit more time. Definitely will need a little bit more time to check him out. But I think that's an interesting prospect that you can have, and just trying to gauge how the Chicago Bulls are going to do. This is a guy that's viewed to be at least a top 20 player that could be selected in this year's draft. So maybe the Chicago Bulls may be looking at him as a guy that if he slides out of the first round, maybe they can snatch him up. I don't necessarily know, but I'm glad that they're doing some due diligence. And now before we get into the comments, I want to talk about Bleacher Report releasing a mock draft, and at 15, they had the Chicago Bulls selecting Hannes Steinbach, center out of Washington. This is a German basketball player. He is a double-double machine. Out of 30 games last year, he had 22 double-doubles. So, and this is a guy that is a well-rounded basketball player, not the most athletic basketball player, but he is a guy that is offensively gifted and can, provide you a little bit of a quote-unquote anchor on the defensive side of the ball. I do have others that I like more so than him, but for the sake of them putting out that mock draft, I had to go and take a look to see what the hell they're talking about. So those are two Bulls players that are on the radar for the Chicago Bulls. And now, man, we get into the comments. He talking about zoom out. That's that vertical stuff. Yup, the vert. I don't know. I'm turning that shit off next time. That's the vert, bro. My bad. I'm turning it off next time. For sure. But yeah, man. We here. Demetrius in the building said, yo, what's the word? Leroy said, what's up, Bobby? What's the word? Pomax, hello. What up? Andrew, what up? Dilbert, gang. Hey, zoom out. Yeah, that's the vertical setting. I'm gonna make sure that's off next time because I can't get jiggy with that. For real. But Thomas said, yes, signing for the Bulls' new head coach, talking about Chris Quinn. He said, because we have a lot of money to spend on free agency, Chicago Bulls. Look, I just want them to get the best guy at the end of the day. And I think that's the most important thing for the Chicago Bulls. You have a great list of candidates, bro. A great list of candidates. Sean Sweeney, Jerry Stackhouse, Chris Quinn, Mike Nori, and other names that I can't think of off the top of my head right now. But you have a great list of candidates to bring in for the Chicago Bulls head coaching position. And I think it's going to be very important that they get this in order. And I think that it's going to come a time to where we have to further discuss what's the biggest challenge. Is it more so the players that you draft, or more so, the head coach, or is it equally challenging? Like, is it an equal challenge? I think that is something that you have to think about, because we can look at situations to say, hey, you can have great players on a team, and sometimes the coach can hurt you. So I think that I might value the head coaching position at least right now. But like I said earlier on other episodes, there are 3 major events this offseason before we get into the regular season that the Bulls have to really hit. And that's the draft, the head coaching first, the draft, and free agency. You have to go in with a clear mindset and try to swing at some things that provide stability for the organization. I think that's very, very important. They said P. Will been putting in offseason work with Tony Snell and Felicio. You funny, bro. Hey, time to beat Miami in a play-in. Jamal, what you owe, bro? But it's facts, though. Can we beat them in a play-in? Man, Dilbert said Chris Quinn will give this team an identity / culture for once. That's what I think. That's a very important thing and a great way to put it, bro. There's definitely some things that the Chicago Bulls have to get in order. And you know what I'm saying? It comes with that identity. How do you want to be known around here? You know what I'm saying? Because for a while now, one could argue that, hey, the Chicago Bulls been a laughing stock over the last few years, especially with the guy that was running the show. The guy that was running the show was screwing up everything. And everybody that wanted to negotiate with him, they 9 times out of 10 got the better of him. I think I give AK two trades that worked in his favor. The Zach LaVine trade, because you got Trey Jones, Zach Collins out of that. And you was able to flip Kevin Huerter for pretty much nothing. And then the Okoro trade for Lonzo. That's about it. Maybe you give him a little credit for the signing of Josh Giddey too, because you didn't give up $30 million. How about new owners? Michael's not selling. This is what we have to deal with. I understand that we don't like the Reinsdorf, but I ask you this, Michael. Would you sell your successful business? Look, the product on the basketball court hasn't been successful, but when Jerry opened up and talked to his CPA at the end of the day, he said, man, you guys increased your revenue by X%. Why would you sell? I'm pretty sure that on Derrick Rose night earlier this year, they made buku money. I'm pretty sure they did. I'm just saying, Michael, we ain't going nowhere. We ain't got to like the Reinsdorfs, but they not selling. That's just the reality of it. Ade Mara, trade up from the 15th spot to the 10 or 11th spot. I think that could be something that's on the table. I think that's something that could potentially be on the table. I don't know what's the mindset of Bryson Graham, but we're definitely going to find out, because we absolutely, like you're saying in the chat, Mike, we absolutely need a center. That's why we talked about centers like just not too long ago, like Steinbach. So it's going to be something. It's going to be something. Man, he talking about Giddey play center. No way. No way. Michael says, exactly. We as Bulls fans had done this to ourselves, accepting embarrassment and no accountability given. Well, I'll say this. We applied some pressure on these guys over the last few years. I know this channel has, for sure. Channels like Chicago Bulls Breeze, Chicago Bulls Central with Hayes. We've all held these guys to a standard. And if we look at some of the press conferences, literally guys and gals that was in there asking questions was pressing them. It's just that Michael Reinsdorf, I guess he went through a time to where he took a step away from the squad and just forgot that he was an owner of a basketball team that deserves to be better. So I think it's more so us. You know what I'm saying? We held them accountable, but there are still some people that just want to go to a basketball game, bro. Chicago is a beautiful city, and sometimes when it's cold outside in those late fall, in those winter months, you don't want to kick it outside at Navy Pier. You're going to go sit your ass in the warmth of the United Center. It sounds crazy, but that's just my thoughts on it. He said, if we can get Boozer, that's a great start. I ain't mad at that. I'm not mad at 4. I'm not mad at Boozer or Wilson, Caleb Wilson. I'm not mad at either one of those guys at 4. Me personally, I'm not trading up. I'm staying right there and letting whoever falls to me fall to me. The big 4 is what we calling it now. They're all good players. I'm staying right at 4. That's how I would play it. And I wouldn't be mad at Boozer either. I love his offensive game. I love what he can bring to a basketball team. It doesn't always come down to who's the most athletic guy. Sometimes it comes down to, can you hoop? And he can hoop. Yeah. See, Mike, yeah, I get what you're saying, Mike. That's my position too. I'm not trading up from 4, but I will be willing to trade up from 15. I will absolutely be on board with that. But at 4, I don't believe you have to trade up in that situation, especially considering the amount of stuff that you'll have to give up. I wouldn't do it. Man, the Bulls and Bears used to be known for defense. We need that back. We need to modernize our teams. We need to modernize our teams. We need to get with the times, Dilbert. Me personally, I'm looking at a situation to where, yes, you need to have emphasis on the defensive side. Don't get it messed up. But you also need dynamic scorers, too. You need two-way players. You need wings. We ain't talking about from Wingstop. For real. Billy Donovan has finally retired and pursuing his dream of becoming you crazy, boy. And we know Acuff will be a Bull at 4. Boy, what? Michael. See, I was with you with the Boozer, but you think they about to take Acuff at 4, my man? Why? This a big man's league. And if Caleb Wilson is there, you take him. If Cam Boozer is there, you take him. Both guys can provide you with some stuff, in my opinion. For real. Got to get one of the Michigan 3 with the second first. I wouldn't be mad at that. At 15, I know I seen some people that's on the side of Jaden Quaintance, and I'm not mad at that. But at 15, if you had to say, Bobby, pick one, give me Morez Johnson. Give me Morez Johnson. If I had to choose between Jaden Quaintance and Morez Johnson, I'm going Morez. And that's not because I'm a Michigan fan. Guilty, what's the word? He said, Bobby, what's the word? Just reposted this stream on our roundtable page. Much love, bro. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you. Thanks for doing that. And we definitely still got to lock in. Your boy just been busy as hell. Like, it's crazy around here. For sure. And keep doing what you're doing on the roundtable, bro. You definitely been cooking us with stuff. It's definitely good to see what you're doing over there. For real. It would have been what the Bulls do. We don't know what Bryson gonna do. Bryson, hey, he just got Trae Young up out of Atlanta. He ain't one of them. He ain't one of them guys that tried to, you know what I'm saying, validate his decisions. He said, nah, we just gonna get him out of here. You know what I'm saying? So I think that shit, we gotta just wait and see. We gotta wait and see. And then AC Law spent time over there with Sam Presti and them boys. Hopefully he brings some of that knowledge in over here. We need that. Sam Presti the best in the business right now. And I ain't saying AC has to be Sam Presti, but bring some of that creative thinking and stuff to Chicago, please. Because that's what we need, for real. For real. Billy Donovan. I'm going to start reading these before I put them up from you, bro. He talking about Billy want to be a VL. Stop playing, Dilbert. I got to start reading before I click. I just keep clicking. Shout out to Guilt. He said, hey, much love, G. Looking forward to us linking up for show. You do, man. Much love. And yeah, give me Mo over JQ all day. Morez remind me of Taj Gibson on steroids. Crazy work. Crazy work. Michael says, I want to believe in Graham. I do, man. I can remember when everybody loved the AK hiring too. So we shall see. That's how I feel, bro. We shall see. I like what he's saying. I like how his responses are when things have been presented to him. But for all the sake of my Chicago people, we gonna sing like a choir. We about that action. Like literally. It sounds good, but we about that action. We don't do too much talking. We are about that action. And I'm 100% with you on that part, Michael. I'm right here with it. I feel good about the assets that we have, the draft that you know what I'm saying, the anticipation of the draft. But no, we can't fall for the okie doke no more. That's what it comes down to when it comes to with Bryson Graham. And that's no shade on the brother. I'm rooting for the brother, actually. But you gotta show us something. You have to show us something before we jump fully on board to believing that this is gonna be different. I love everything that he said to the media. I really, really do. But at the end of the day, it's about how you handle your head coaching hire, how do you draft, how do you handle free agency. And then it's still going to be more critiques along the way, because once the trade deadline come here, the Chicago Bulls are being, he said that he wants to be creative and he's willing to take on expiring contracts to open up and free things up and to, build up the asset pool. Okay, if there's opportunities out there, what do you do to help the Chicago Bulls, not hurt the Chicago Bulls? Because I got to revisit this before I go on to my man's Jacob Pone in the chat. There is no way on God's green earth the damn Oklahoma City Thunder ain't still celebrating the trade for Alex Caruso. The man hit 8 threes in game 1. Bro, helped them win a championship last year. Crazy work. Crazy work. Bobby, folks, Bryson, water whipping in the kitchen. Jacob, hope you're doing well, bro. Michael said, get Boozer Wilson, Johnson or Amara, and this will be a damn good start. And I'm with you. Just make smart decisions. Sometime, majority of the time, AK thought he was the smartest in the room, and he was getting cooked. He was getting cooked. Nate Roy, what up, though? He said top 3 head coaches should be Sam Cassell, Juwan Howard, Scottie Pippen. Why? Why would you want Scottie or Juwan Howard? You don't want nobody on the list of the guys that's going to be interviewed? Give me some of that. Give me a Sean Sweeney. You know what I'm saying? Give me a Dave Bliss, Micah Nori, some Jerry Stackhouse, Tiago Splitter. You got a list of good names to choose from, and you pick everybody that ain't on the list. Why? Why, Nate? Come on, Nate. Don't give me Nathan. No pun intended. But still, though, give me a list of 3 people that's actually on the list, my brother. Whoa. Foul on the play, SP. Foul on the motherfucking play. What we doing? You almost made me click that, boy. I almost clicked that, boy. What? SP. It's Memorial Day. Memorial Day coming up. What? Hey, you a wild brother, boy. You a crazy bro. Bro, what? Oh, my goodness. Michael, I appreciate you, bro. You giving me some good nuggets, man. You know when front officers stop being seen. In every case, not all seen, you made the wrong hires. For real. We seen Eversley at Bulls Fest in what was the year? 2022? And we ain't seen him. He went ghost. I wish I can clock into work and just get paid not to show up. Because that's what happened to him. Crazy work. Yeah, guilty. I'm with you on that one. Yeah, man. I'm with you, bro. Hey, man, what? V-Dog, what's up, my brother? I'm going to go through a couple more, then I got to get up out of here. I got to travel. What's good, Bobby? Julia Poe on the 312 Sports with Dan Bernstein yesterday said we'll have this wrapped up early next week. And this is BG's show. Michael has stayed out of the way since Bryson came in. And that's what he said. The man Bryson tried to show respect to his boss. He was like, yeah, we're going to do it. That man, Michael Reinsdorf, said, hell no, you're going to do it. That's why I hired you. And I respect it. See, there's a thing to where, like I said, it's a good thing and a bad thing that we don't have a meddling owner, because the meddlers do stupid shit 9 times out of 10. This is a guy that just forgot he had an organization to run. No check-ins, no nothing. He's going to give these guys the full autonomy. We've seen it with AK. That's why AK started treating it like we was at the candy shop and he ain't have to negotiate nothing well to benefit the damn Chicago Bulls. Like, it was crazy work. Crazy work. I'm about to sound like one of these young mofos these days, but Dave Bliss got aura to him off the name alone. That's facts, bro. I agree with you on that, Guilty. No cap. I'm with you. I'm with you. And that's what I like about some of the candidates that's on this list. Sean Sweeney, San Antonio Spurs, Tiago Splitter. His fucking the guy that he answers to in Chauncey Billups got locked up early in the season. And he got this team in the Western Conference to the playoffs. That's impressive to me. That's impressive to me. Michael Norrie comes from an organization that talked that shit to the Nuggets and they backed it up. We need that type of confidence in Chicago because we can't talk no shit right now when it comes to the Bulls. For the Bears, we can talk greasy. But for the Bulls, we can't. They ain't giving us nothing to fight with. We out here with foam guns. Like, what the fuck? Michael, we ain't getting Tibbs, man. We need new blood. New blood. And I respect Tibbs. I don't want him back. This man, Jacob Pone, what is you on, brother? Yo, I do remember Old Country Buffet. We used to go there every Friday with my granddad. Bussin'. Man, what? Bussin'. We used to go to the one in the Brickyard. We was on that damn bus forever, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. X said, I heard Splitter yells and screams at players. Good. I'm with that. Treat them all. We ain't let nothing slide. In my 2K mind, I'd be interested to see Splitter as head coach with Rondo and Cassell as assistants. Gonna take some time, but it's an exciting new start, just like when Pose Johnson chose Chicago. That is definitely a 2K mindset, but I ain't even gonna lie to you. I am wondering why Rondo is not on the list. I just want to know why. They ain't gonna tell me why. I just want to know why. That's it. That's all. You say you don't like screaming. Why not? What's wrong with screaming? Your players out there screwing up, you treat them. I just looked up Ryan's. It looked good as hell. We gonna build off that though, Michael, for sure. In doing research, Bobby Mervis was also a teammate of Bryson's at A&M. They approaching this from a former players and scouter aspect. I love the mythology. I'm with you. That's the thing. All these guys are former players. Smart former players who had some success as basketball players. Maybe not up to the level of some of the all-time greats, but they know basketball. Get the basketball guys in here and let them do basketball stuff. That's all we've been asking for. I know AK played overseas, but damn it, I don't know what. Somebody find me a link to an AK highlight reel, and then I could watch how he play, and then I tell you what I really, really think. Nah, I haven't heard the Jimmy Butler rumor. I seen a couple other things too. On the real, I seen some other stuff. Hey, the Golden Nugget was a hit too. See, now y'all got me hungry. For real. For real, man. It's definitely hard to mess up the number 4 pick. That's why I say, just sit there. Just sit there and wait. If people skip over Darren Peterson, run. If Cam Boozer not selected, run. If Caleb Wilson is not selected, run to the damn podium. It's really that simple. It's really that simple, man. But hey, it was good kicking it with y'all, man. I'm definitely about to get up out of here. Got to hit the road. I appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode, man. This is a live. We breaking that. Chris Quinn is going to be interviewed by the Chicago Bulls. And then we talked about some prospects. We talked about Bennett Sturts out of Iowa, who the Chicago Bulls held a workout with. We also talked about Hannes Steinbach, who was mocked to the Chicago Bulls via Bleacher Report. But hey, man, myself and my co-hosts are on our road to 10K. So if you're new in here, hit that like button and subscribe. Simple 2 steps. Help us reach that goal of 10K, man. I appreciate y'all. Y'all be good. Have a good weekend, because I'm gone. Peace out, y'all. See y'all on the next one. Cognac.